Hi, Karina here, your Lucid Living coach. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm an intuitive, transformational life coach and astrologist, and I'm here to give you the Saturn in Pisces video. Yeah, oh my God. Please like and share and subscribe if you resonate with this video. I think the more people that have this information, the better off we are, right? So pretty much astrology is looking back at history and then making predictions on what we think might happen. Now, Saturn is in Aquarius, and it has been here for the last 2.5 years. Now, Saturn will be moving out of Aquarius into Pisces March 7th, 2023. And it will be there until May 25th, 2025. Yes, I know, a long time. Well, there are some retrogrades. So Saturn will retrograde on June 18th, 2023, and it will go direct on November 4th, back into 0 degrees of Pisces, where it will be March 7th. So we will see themes around the end of the year, November 4th, as what we have been experiencing in March of this year. So just make note. But as far as Saturn in Pisces, it will only get and move about 7 degrees this year. Now, the last time Saturn was in Pisces was in 1994. Yes, it's been a while, right? It takes some time to go around the zodiac. Saturn moves about 2.5, 3 years in each zodiac sign, and there's roughly 12 along our Earth ecliptic. Now, Saturn was in Pisces January 29th, 1994 to be exact, and then it exited in April of 1996. So if this was a time when you were around, or if this was a time when you were a teenager or an adult, what was happening for you around that time? That could be the energy that you might see similar themes. Okay, it's not that you're going to experience the same thing, but you have to look at the experience in those years of your life that you can kind of get a feel of what Saturn in Pisces will be for you in the next 2.5 years. Now, Saturn returns. Okay, everyone knows about Mercury retrogrades and Saturn returns. They're two very loud transits in one's life. Now, Saturn return, if you're lucky, you'll only get 3 of them in your life. But the first one is the most important in one's adult life. Okay, Saturn return is pretty much when Saturn returns to the exact degree and zodiac sign as it was when you took your first breath. So you could pull up your astrology birth chart at astro.com. You just type in your birthday, your time, and your location, and you will be able to see your birth chart. Now, they could be very difficult to read, and that's where an astrologist comes in. So if you would like a reading, or if you would just like to know where your Saturn is, you can go ahead and message me. Or you can check out my website to see my offerings at www.lucidlivingmovement.com. With that being said, those that were born between 1993 and 1995, this is your Saturn return. Saturn returns help with manifestation, to take something that we have put our hard work into and it comes back. Now, Saturn is the planet of structure. It structures one's life, and it's about patience, diligence, and hard work and responsibility. So if you were to think of a heartbeat, how it expands and it contracts when it beats, think of Saturn as the constriction of the heart and Jupiter as the expansion of the heart. So you need both to exist for life, okay? And Saturn restricts things. Saturn is the planet of discipline and patience, responsibility. It's kind of like the reality check of the planets. It's mature, it's very serious, and it regulates things. So Saturn is kind of like the structure and the systems, like the bank systems, the school systems, religion, and time. So it controls, it limits, it contains, it's more logical matters. It's like rules the corporations. It is the father of the zodiac and sustains, it has its sustainability. And it also rules contracts. So Saturn's zodiac association is Capricorn and ancient ruler of Aquarius. So the Capricorn energy in your chart and the Aquarius energy in your chart will be feeling this the most. And wherever Pisces is in your astrology birth chart. So let's take a look at those. So with Saturn moving in Pisces, what is Pisces? Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It's the ending. It's where things go to die or to connect with the one. There's no boundaries. There's no limitations. And Pisces is about seeking and finding peace through connecting with the ebb and flow of life. Pisces energy is intuitive, present, trusting. It is empathetic. It has compassion, and it's connected. There are shadow aspects of Pisces energy, which is like hopelessness or overthinking. It could have lack of faith. It could live in delusion or fantasy. It's unconscious in its action, and it likes to escape the day-to-day. Okay, so that's the shadow side of Pisces. The power to save through the demonstration of sacrificial love. So Pisces is much like Christ-oriented, where it connects and loves all. It's dreamy, it's intuitive, it's psychic, it's creative, and it brings love where it's needed. They are somewhat victims of their heart. Now, the mantra for Pisces would be, I leave the Father's home and turn back, I save. So the ruler of Pisces is Neptune. Walt Disney was actually a Pisces. So just imagine this world of fantasy and illusion. And we have Saturn coming into this, okay? It would be like a guy with a a two-piece suit or a four-piece suit with a suitcase ready to go to work, and he enters into Disneyland. And he's like, whoa, I thought I was going to work, but I'm actually at Disneyland. I'm really not dressed for this occasion. But, Saturn in water is hard. Like, it would be hard to build any kind of structures underwater. Pisces is I join with all. And it's a mutable water sign. And so I believe that there's going to be a lot of changes around our structures. A lot of, we've been talking a lot about, since Pluto is conjunct Saturn, a lot of the dying of the old world structures and systems that are no longer serving us. The speaking of even how the repeat cycle from 1700s, when we had the smallpox and then we had COVID, and then what happened? It wiped out the indigenous people in the Spaniard quest, and then the Continental Congress was created, and we are still using this type of government voting system, and we're seeing holes in governments, we're seeing holes in the system. And then we had the 1776, independence, right? 4th of July. Now, there is a big shift happening. We need to create some kind of constitutional rights for the online, like I've been talking about, this like metaverse or this internet world, and how we're being, our voices are being limited and restricted. They're choosing what they want to be seen. This is not freedom of speech, in which is one of our constitutional rights. And so I personally would like to see our constitutional rights in the area of the internet as well, because we are doing a lot of life and living now through the World Wide Web and internet area. So with Saturn and Pisces, I really do believe this will be the completion of the destruction of the old world, the old systems. I'm recording this on February 23rd, 2023. And I really feel like there is a lot of timeline shifts. There's a lot of ascension happening. There's a lot of physical symptoms of this shift. So it is tired. You could have some ringing in your ears, a high-pitched sound, even like shifts, like you're in an airplane, but you're not. So there's just a lot of shifts happening in March. Not only Saturn is going into Pisces, but Pluto is going into Aquarius, and it's leaving Capricorn, where it's been for, I want to say 12 years, but it's entering into Aquarius, and it will be here for the next 20 years. Okay. And I'm going to do a video about that. So let's talk about the tarot cards that are associated with Saturn. Now, Saturn is the 6th planet from the sun, okay? And I believe this is where the 666 come from. because Saturn is the planet of karma, and it is six planets from the sun, and it's about the material world. Okay, it's very Satyrian. That's what we call it. Now the World card is associated with Saturn. It's the completion of a task, the rewards of labor and success, the endings of one cycle and the start of another. This is one of the best cards in the deck. It really is heralding a new beginning. And when it retrogrades, when Saturn retrogrades, then the success is yet to be won. We're reconsidering things. Perhaps our own insecurities stand in the way of the completion. To create an attachment to what is at the expense of what could be. And we could reassess our vision when Saturn goes retrograde this year. Another tarot card associated with Saturn is the Emperor. The Emperor is stability, power, protection, logic, rationalization. And it's about authority, establishment, structure. Okay, like I said, it's the father figure. With that being said, with Saturn being in Pisces, it's like the power to protect those that we care about. I think that's really important. And then in return, those people will repay you with loyalty and respect. So I feel that maybe the leadership in the world, the leaders of the world, will know whether they're doing a good job, right? Because we will repay the leaders with respect and compliancy. But if we're seeing the opposite in our leaders, the destruction and the manipulation and the lies, we're going to see right through that, because Pisces sees all. They're very intuitive. And there then will be a revolt, especially with Pluto being in Aquarius. We're going to see a lot of rising against. We're going to see a lot of fighting for our rights against corrupt leadership. And that's exciting. Okay. We can't keep repeating history over and over and expecting different results. That is insanity. And humanity needs to stay away from insanity. Now, the card that is associated with Pisces would be the Moon card. Now, the Moon card is one of illusion, intuition, but then the shadow side of that would be anxiety and fear and delusionment. Also deception. This often suggests the energy that something is not as it appears to be. Perhaps a misunderstanding on your part, or the truth you cannot admit to yourself. So because Saturn rules the systems, the structures, government, and stuff like that, we will be seeing, most likely, the truth, okay, to what's been the deception of the governments and the systems. And therefore, once we see it, we have to be able to admit to ourselves that our beliefs in this system has been wrong. And so we need to make sure that the cognitive dissonance isn't getting in the way of our evolution and our release of fear to take our power back, to take control back, to understand that we as a collective are more powerful than any small government. And we need to remember that the small government, the Continental Congress, was created for the people, not for the government. And I think that it's gotten kind of out of control, where now it's the government, it's for the government, okay? And because power corrupts all goodness, and money also corrupts. And so, the root of all evil is money, right? And so it's not that abundance isn't good, because I don't see money as being abundant. I see money as being a physical, tangible token economy that was conditioned and trained to control the people. I feel like abundance is, you don't need this physical thing to manifest the things that you desire. And a lot of people want, freedom. And our birth-given rights is food and shelter. So we shouldn't be having to work every day, all day, 8 hours a day, 5, 6, 7 days a week to just provide shelter and food for ourselves. This is a God-given right of our birth. So I really feel that we need to start taking our power back as humanity, as a collective, and create more abundance and opportunity outside of the leaders in the government. Because the Continental Congress was created where the few, which would be the few people assigned, would give in the votes for the people. So these people were going out into the communities, finding out what the community wanted, and then they would come together, the government, and they would decide on how to implement these needs and desires for the collective, or for the community, or for the state. And I don't really feel that it is what it was created to be. And things change over time. And this is a system that has been in place since 1700s. We're in 2023. And so even the school systems are old. It's very ancient. The acceleration of knowledge and growth that even our kids are receiving through the internet. So this is just a whole new world for us. And God forbid brick and mortar is a thing of the past, because I'm really for brick and mortar and walk-in businesses. But yeah. All right, well, let's talk about Saturn through. So I'm going to start with the rising Aries. So if you're rising Aries, most likely Saturn will be transiting your 12th house. This is a lot about your dreams. And this is a lot about your health and your work regimens. This is a time to really focus on your body, okay? Wherever Saturn is, it can restrict this area. But it could also manifest this area. So it can work both ways. But definitely this is the area of the unconscious. So you could be maybe having more dreams. I would definitely start a dream journal. So this is matters relating to your connectedness also, your faith, and your psychic abilities could be coming to the forefront. Or there is some kind of karma that's also happening around maybe the things that you have manifested. So hopefully that is all good stuff that will be coming to you. Now, Tauruses, this is happening in your 11th house. So this is about your friendships, your communities, your future plans. And so Saturn's here, it could restrict it, where you have to work harder to maintain your friendships. You have to work harder for your plans, or maybe it just slows it down a bit. So like if you had plans to get married, maybe this has restricted a little bit maybe venue wasn't available or something like that. This is also kind of like clears out any networks, groups, or friendships or future a future marriage plans. Okay, so it will also remove that in which was never meant for you, or maybe your friends you are finding out that they are not who you thought they were. And so people could be cleared out, and this is just making room for the new people to come in. And so you could also be seeing a little bit of restrictions around your future visions and your future plans. Maybe you've wanted something for so long and you're seeing that it's not as easy as you thought it would be to maintain or to reach. Okay. Gemini, this is happening in your 10th house of career. This is the best placement, in my opinion, as this is Saturn's ruling house of career and legacy. This is a time when you will manifest your life's work, your purpose, your public life, your legacy. And also, you will have to work hard and commit and be responsible in this area of career and legacy and your reputation. You're going to have to work harder for your achievements and recognition. But when you do put in the time and effort, you will be rewarded, because Saturn gives as much as you give. It's not Jupiter, which Jupiter gives without being given to, right? Saturn says, okay, you put in this much time and you're going to get this much money. Saturn is the 9 to 5. Jupiter is it rewards are limitless. So if you decide to get away from the 9 to 5, which is Saturn, and you become self-employed and you are doing art, but you're only selling your art for, let's say, $100, and you do this big piece, and before you put a price tag on it, someone says, I'll buy it for $1 million. That's Jupiter. But you didn't put in that much time, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because that painting was worth that much to that person, even if it wasn't worth that much to you. You were blessed. So this is a really good transit for all my rising Geminis. Now, rising Cancer, this is happening in your 9th house. Your 9th house relates to exploration, life's purpose, spirituality, and travel. This is adventurous and open-mindedness and expansion and higher learning. This is travel to foreign lands and publishing and broadcasting. So if this is transiting your 9th house, then this could also put limits on travel, okay? But it's asking you to be more serious about your life's work, your purpose, to get serious about your beliefs, your spirituality, your practice. Maybe it's that you decide to start a yoga practice, or maybe you decide that you want to read the Course of Miracles and you want to really tap into the things that are outside of yourself, that are about your greatest ambitions and what aligns you spiritually with this higher learning and philosophy. Okay. So Leos, this is happening in your 8th house. Now, 8th house has to do with matters relating to transparency, healing, and the depth of life. So this is about death and regeneration. This is about letting go of attachments and acceptance. This is really getting into the deeper self. This is also sharing your assets and your finances. So this could be a marriage where you merge your finances and your assets. It's also about deepening the connection. So having that relationship with someone and getting to know them on a deeper level than you've ever really experienced. This is also the sexual energy. And this definitely is heralding a beginning. Heralding a beginning, but also you have to have an ending in order for that new beginning. This is about the hidden things as well, secrets. And this area is also about loans and grants. So you're going to have to work harder for these loans and grants but once you do, if you assess yourself, then you will be gifted them. Also, your taxes, you want to make sure that you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's when doing your taxes. And so that's exciting. Not. Virgo risings. This is happening in your 7th house. Now, I just got done with this transit, so I know very well that when Saturn is transiting your 7th house, you will want more of a committed relationship or partnership. And this could be marriage, and this could be a desire to partner with someone in business. However, with these relationships, you have to put in the hard work and be patient within these connections, because this also limits the amount of action that you're getting in this area. So maybe things slow down in the area of partnerships. Maybe you find one person that you're seeing and you're dedicated to. Saturn's not a multi-partner person. They find one thing, they stick to it until the end. So matters relating to justice, mutuality, and one-on-one relationships. This is about balance and harmony and fairness. And whatever you give, you get. And it might not be from the same person. You might be paying off a karmic debt in relationships, maybe from a past life. It doesn't have to be this life. But you will reap those benefits once that karmic contract is over. So yeah, business dealings and marriage agreements and all that is in this area. All right, Libra risings. This is happening in your 6th house. This is a really good time for, I'd say, Libras and Pisces to lose weight, to get healthy. So matters relating to the improvement of yourself, also your daily work, what you're doing for work. This could even slow down your work, okay? If you are not moving towards something, okay? This could be your work. If you're not putting in those hours, you're not putting in that time, you're not going to get that payoff, that financial payoff, or you're not going to get that social recognition payoff. This also has to do with your health. So this is a great time to start your healthy habits, your everyday work, your routines, your methods, your diet. Figuring that out is so important during this time to maintain your health, to maintain your weight. If it is that you have been wanting to lose weight, my rising Libras, now is the time. Put in the the hard work and the diligence, and you will get the rewards. You will get the payoff. So that's beautiful. But you also need to understand that if you do not put in the work, this is when you might see more problems in health. So keep that in mind. Put your any kind of bad habits, addictions, drinking, drugs, eating fast food away for a while, at least for this transit through your 6th house. And it is a good time to start, maybe quit smoking if you have wanted to quit smoking. If you want to quit drinking, quit drinking. If you want to do something else in work, maybe you're not happy at your job, to start putting your time and your efforts towards something else. Now, Scorpios, this is happening in your 5th house of self-expression and passion, creativity. This could be something that it is limited, right? But then this is also romance and creative projects and startups. So really putting in that time and effort into your creative projects, into arts. Maybe it's even having a child. If you want to have a kid, like this, within the next 3 years, my rising Scorpios, this is the time that you might have a kid. Also, in romance, it could restrict it, but you might have to work a little harder. Also, putting your energy into a creative project, any of those things are going to really, you're going to find a lot of payoff there. So really getting into the creative arts. Also work, like working for that person that you love. Sagittarius, this is happening in your 4th house of home. So this is really about your feelings and caring and nurturing for others, but also this is the family, this is the roots, this is the past. This is also your like domestic life, right? Your home. So if you've been looking on buying a home, I think that this would be a really good time for that to manifest. There could even be restrictions around the home. Overall, you're just needing to find security and roots, an environment that you can call your home. And this is going to be your main focus, is creating family, feeling of security, and nurturing energy. Now, Capricorns, this is happening in your 3rd house. These are matters relating to the rational mind, communicating, learning from others. This could be about your practical ideas, writing. So if you're a writer, this could be the time when you write that book. Get that book written. It could also be like anything that you put your mind to, you can do with the help of Saturn. I think it could even limit the amount of social life you might have. Maybe everything's going to be about chores and like practical matters, not so much like out there having fun and socializing. This could also be about being more seen in the world of the internet. And Aquariuses, this is happening in your 2nd house, rising Aquarius. So matters relating to your value and your self-reliance and working in the natural world. This has to do with your resources. So this is a really good time. I think this is a really good placement because it is an Earth house and Saturn's there, that it is, this is when you can become very self-resourceful and self-reliant. If you have been working hard towards creating your own income and your own money, this is the time when you can be blessed that. So this is about your finances, your possessions, your material values, your sensual pleasures. This is your personal resources. So This is a great positioning for you rising Aquarius. Now, rising Pisces, this is happening in your first house. So this is relating to your self-awareness, asserting your will into the world. This is how people see you. So they could see these Pisces, which we know, this is not usually how we see Pisces, but we'll see you as being more serious, more stable, more reliable. This is also your appearance. So you could be maybe getting a haircut. Maybe you had long surfer hair and now you've got this clean cut, shaven self, and your appearance becomes more structured. Maybe you start working out more and you start having muscles, and maybe you get a job that it makes you kind of have to dress more professional. And so you're going to have more of this Saturnian professional look about you. This is definitely a good time to get into the health and the work regimen, the working out, and because you could really see results with Saturn, because Saturn is the ruler of the structures, and Capricorn's the bones and the muscles, and you could totally lose weight if this is what has been your goal. This is the year to really put forth the hard work and the diligence and the time and the energy towards the matters of appearance and the way that you appear to others. So that is Saturn and Pisces for you. I wanted to, all right, so this is Saturn in Pisces. Hey, inviting you to be more creative. Up the Page of Wands reversed, which is about newly formed ideas, redirecting energy, self-limited beliefs, and a spiritual path. It shows this young man holding this long staff in both hands, and you can feel something new emerging within you, but you don't know how to turn it into action because this Pisces water, it's hard to build something with some mutable energy. So I think the next 3 years, we are going to be experiencing a lot of change, a lot of new ideas for growth, allowing us to become more creative with what opportunity lies ahead with all these new shifts and changes. I also got the 9 of Wands, which is another Wands card. And I got it also reversed, which is our inner resources. So we could be struggling and overwhelmed, and we could find ourselves being a little paranoid, okay? So this card is asking us to tap into our inner resources for strength when the physical world might be crumbling around us. We need to keep with the hard work and the diligence through the struggle towards our goals. It might not be easy for the collective with this transit, as we see a lot of things shifting and changing, where Pluto's entering into Aquarius as well. But understand that we need to stick. We need to have resilience and inner courage and positive self-talk. And we need to have the mindset to keep going. We could feel the burden of and overwhelm of responsibilities or the lack of support that we feel is around us, because everyone will be going through their own thing. So we're being asked just to focus on our own game. Don't worry about what other people are thinking or saying about you. You have to embrace who you are, who you want to be, and what you want to manifest going forward. There could be some things that are keeping us up at night with worry, but just understand that the universe is going to spin in the way that it needs to regardless. So don't worry yourself with things. Choose your battles wisely. I also got the 6 of Cups, and this could be even just like living in the past, or forgiving, or lack of playfulness. So make sure that during this time you're integrating this new world as we're letting go of the old world. We cannot live in the past like, oh, I can't wait until things go back to normal. This is the new normal. So we need to embrace the change and let go of the old world, and let's focus on creating the new. We can't just be crying about what is broken. We need to go out and find something to replace that. So really thinking about what we want to manifest. We need to just let go of the past, forgive those that have done us wrong, and live for the future. What is going to be best for us? Okay, I'm going to roll this dice. Pisces Sun, 2nd house. So we are building a new value system. Okay, and that's exciting. A new value system will be one in which we as humanity create together, where there is oneness, where we create our values on that in which we intuit, in which we feel. We're creating a lot of value. I think a lot of businesses in the realms of spirituality will really manifest in something great. And so that's something positive that has to do with this Saturn transiting Pisces. Those in areas of healing and spiritual work and dream work. The transition to a higher level of being, raising your energy vibration and enlightenment. Time to shine creates the energetic resonance for golden opportunities. So there's going to be a lot of our opportunities to manifest abundance. So that is exciting, guys. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there. Thank you for joining. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. If you'd like a personal reading, you can go over to my website at www.lucidlivingmovement.com. And I am doing the readings for $222. I'll do a natal chart breakdown of your natal chart, so you know where your sun, your moon, your Venus, like all that, what that means. And then I will do a brief synopsis on the major transits or progressions that I see. If you'd like them all separate, where I get more in depth, then you can buy them all separately. But I'm really excited about preparing people for the upcoming Pluto transit and Saturn transits within their own lives. And I'd like to help assist with that. As your transformational life coach, Karina, thank you so much for joining. And you have a wonderful 3-year cycle, 2.5-year cycle. All right, peace out, your Lucid Living Coach.